will be my girl, my girl, my girl, my world. Oh, let's go. To I just love making content. So now what's going on is we uploaded all the videos that we had to upload. So now there's nothing to
Always
upload.
Sunny in
And I'm like,
Philadelphia. We both did the
schnitzel,
first.
schnitzel. What am I supposed to do? Right? To me, it's really cool because if Billy was in love, right? But in the second, it's said that okay, well, the killer is the mom of Billy, which it's so phenomenal because when you look at it, you realize that in Jason Voorhees, which is Friday the 13th, in the first movie, it's the mom that does the killing. In the second one, he wakes up. He's like, okay, well, what I did was evil. Because of that, I got a couple of favors. And because of that, I make you resuscitate, avenge me. So this could be a reference to that, right? But at the same time, it's just so phenomenal because again, you have in the first movie, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do the second, the two of them, because I'm so focused on doing one of them. But let's do the two of them. Fuck it, fuck it. Anyway, the second one is great, but the first one is way better. We'll do two parts, right? I'll cheese the minutes and then we'll switch parts. So in the first one, like really was had a reason to do the killings, and it's super cool because you kind of notice that he's a bit out there. You kind of notice that he's a bit fucked up, right? And then you look at Stu and you believe he's a bit fucked up, right? What is the craziest thing is there's literally a person that was accused of committing those crime, right? And it's amazing because they're talking about the 90s, and it's about the 90s. There's this small town, and what I did like about the movie is I first of all the killing are kind of good. There's the guy who's a nerd or a geek as they call him when it comes to horror movies, like okay, well, there's this golden rule: don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, right? There's this girl which is Tatum, who gets killed, who is kind of cool because she had Sid's back. She has Sid's back, and the kind of the sad part is Sid, Tatum get killed, and then Sid's alone. And when you realize the killer is her boyfriend, this is kind of insane too, right? It's kind of insane, but at the same time, Tatum was had her back, so when she's done, she's done. And then you realize that, okay, well, it's the classic fucking hot girl that gets killed in the movie, but no, she wasn't just a hot girl. She was quite important in the storyline. Other kills that are phenomenal. The principal that kind of had their back. Dewey, who was supposed to be, who's supposed to be this this guy that is kind of dopey, but is kind of like a good cop. For example, when there's like a person that gets stabbed, he is there, right? What is really cool is Courtney Cox as a reporter, and there's also a very important. She's very important. So she's very important, and what I love about this Scream movie is it's based in the 90s. Sorry, it's a tornado in there. So Courtney Cox is kind of important because she is a reporter in a small town, and because she's a reporter in a small town, then everybody else kind of treats her like she's from a small town, right? So people punch her, which is something that we wouldn't see in now. Now this movie was made in the 90s. I was born in the 90s. There's a cameraman, and he literally there's a killer, and he gets killed protecting a stranger, and it's like, okay, well, go there, there's a door. So there's a lot of heroism. And Scream, I think the main good thing about Scream is it feels like a scary movie, but it also feels like a critical scary movie. It feels like a genre. It feels like the mascot of a genre. So at time it makes fun of scary movie. At time it's hyper focused on scary movie and breaks the fourth wall. And at time it's like, okay, well, this is a scary movie, so let's make it scary. Is Ghostface scary in itself? Not really. However, I will say that the first kill was actually really freaking cool with Drew Barrymore. The first kill was actually pretty freaking cool because it does show his modus operandi. Now, ultimately speaking, it's kind of nuts because you realize that he's after Sid. Ghostface feels like this killer that's willing to kill. And ultimately, yes, he's a serial killer, right? But ultimately, he has a goal, which is Sydney. Everybody else that he kills is for fun. If he kills Sydney, would he continue to kill? Absolutely. But there is still a goal. And the cool thing here is that Billy is completely insane. Stu is completely insane. But and it's so nice because Ghostface at time feels super clumsy. Like there's a couple of scenes where there's furniture, he's gonna bump over the furniture. It's like holy shit, what happened, right? And it's kind of funny because you have all those killers that are expert of up avoiding obstacle, expert at catching victims, and it just doesn't happen. So it feels very real without being real. And that's it. That's it for the first part. We'll do the second part where we focus more on the second movie. I'll just finish. The first movie is just a cult classic. See, the first movie was better than the second one because the first movie encapsulates a horror fan. It's a movie. It's a horror movie by a horror movie fan. It encapsulates heroes of the time for a horror movie, which is 80s slasher. This movie was made in the 90s. Ghostface is quote unquote a slasher, but the 70s and the 80s, where Charles Lee Ray was born, where Jason Voorhees was born, where Freddy Krueger was born, where Michael Myers was born, And I'm forgetting a couple of them, which is the guy from The Shining, the guy Pinhead. I'm forgetting another one. Well, technically speaking, see, and this is kind of insane because you look at it and you look at what's the name of what's the name of Art the Clown, the movie? Something the Punisher, something like that. Art the Clown. Art the Clown. Terrifier, right? And it encapsulates that. And it's the fact that it's teenager. So it's kind of like I'm gonna say it's very wrong, but I don't care. One of my favorite parody movie is not another teen movie, right? Which is encapsulating the teen movie, and this is like not another horror movie. So in this one, it's kind of good. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. You're good. You're good. Don't blink. Is your boy Ink. Welcome to another commentary show. Because doing more, having a wonderful day on this 2nd October 2025. Finds out that it's kind of cool because we're doing the second movie of the Scream franchise. I'm sorry. This is most if part 2 because we did part 1 before, which means that instead of doing Scream 3, I'm going to do part 3, Scream part 3. And then we're gonna do Scream Part 4. We watched just 2 of them today. Scream 2 as a movie, now focus. It's a little bit less good, right? So you have the character of Courtney Cox, which now so I'm gonna set you up in the universe. And the first one in the universe is kind of simple. It's a killer that walks around and kills people. That's as simple as that. However, in the second one, there's more of a lore. There's more of a universe created. Now, the cool thing about the part 2 is it's not a world that's created. No, it's the people that you know from the first movie that evolved. For example, Gail Weather. She goes in, and this is super nice. Such a good movie. Second one, I kissed the ass of the first one because it was extremely good. Second one was good too, it was just not as good. I will say one of my complaints for the 2 of them is the killing scene or the fighting scene. They're a bit long, they're a bit dragged out, so this didn't really like it. Oh, by the way, the first movie I'm going to do my MVP kill, Tatum in the garage door. Simple as that. My girl is my world, plus nipple poking out. It was a good show. It was a good show. It's super cool because you walk it. So you see the second movie, right? And it feels kind of crazy. And this is what I love about it. So you realize that the town in the first one was Westboro. What made me think of Woodboro. What made me think about Woodbury from Walking Dead. But that may be me being ADHD, possibly. The really cool thing here is in the second one, you follow Gail, and okay, well, she's rich. She made movies. She wrote a book, and it's kind of cool because she always had ambition. So you're not making in new characters. You're reinforcing the fact that we knew about a character that existed before, which is kind of cool. Number 2. Number 2. What we have in number 2. Number 2 is actually quite easy. Number 2 is the fact that we are literally in a movie that is a follow. So you find Gail Weather, and she's a superstar. You find Sydney as the second characters, and I'll be completely honest. I don't remember who's the first character, but Sydney is there. Now the cool thing is the intro is a movie. The movie gets killed. Now the movie getting killed is kind of cool because okay, so what's going on is, and this is the beauty of Scream 2. It feels like a completely pointless scene because there's Jade Smith, which is the wife of Will Smith, that I don't like because of multiple reasons. I used to love Will, bro. I used to worship Will in the 90s. Well, he's one of the big stars. Him, Eddie Murphy, they were huge back then, you know. And now they're semblance of a man. They're shadow of their once glory. But hey, who am I to complain? I'm just a normal guy from Lachine, Montreal. Um, so yeah, so it shows this, but this is super cool because it's literally a movie about based on a true story of a serial killer. And in the theater, there's basically people wearing masks and they have fake knife. So this is kind of cool because you're like, okay, well, this is a publicity stunt. It's very poor, poor flavor. It's very distasteful, but it's still something that's going on. I'm thinking in French. What did I like about the movie? Well, the fact that you meet those characters and they evolve. For example, you got the guy who's a geek about horror movie that made it out, and he's in the movie. The most, in my opinion, important scene of the movie is one of the first scenes. So they're in a movie class, right? And you can tell that is the 90s, and it's super fun because there's this. How can I say this? Ouch. Yeah, good. That's good. That is bueno. We're gonna put out the I'm gonna put out the airplane mode because I need to charge faster. Ouch. The scene in itself is super important for multiple reasons. You got a 90s class which is a lot cooler than those class right now, and they're talking about movies. And it's kind of cool because they're talking about how so the first thing that they say, and this is cool because this is at the interest of the movie. And the first part of this review, we talked about how it was a fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall on horror movie, and then there's killings. And the question that they're asking, which is a great question, is like, okay, well, are the killings and those movie related to if the are the killings that are going on right now and the resurgence of Ghostface, are they because of the movie or not? And I think that it is because it's basically looking for fame. Now, the cool thing about this is you can only answer. My hairs are, I don't know why, they're all messy. I think I'm balding, people. I think I'm balding. So, am I insecure? Absolutely, fucking absolutely. Um, with this, it's an answer because you saw the movie, right? And what I love about here, big spoiler, is the kid that is a killer. Keeps on saying that there's sequel that are better, and he keeps on saying like, hey, for our movie, and it's oh yeah, there's a sequel that is so good. There's a sequel that's so good, and you realize that this guy is a killer, which is a sequel of the first killer, which is Billy. Now, ultimately speaking, it's kind of stupid because he wants to be seen as a so it's kind of nice actually. The motivation are stupid, but they're kind of nice. So the motivation is you want to be seen as a killer. You want to be seen as a Ted Bundy, as a Jeff Dahmer. You want to be seen as this horrible person, but still famous person, right? Which is kind of cool because we got Gail's Weather, who is living this dream. Okay, of course, what she did wasn't killing, but still. So yeah, so they're showing that, and then it's super cool because there's the first killing. Now Sydney is like, hey, should we worry? And this is really cool, really nice because it does show that they're evolving. And Sydney's like, hey, should I be worried? And that's like, hey, no, we changed city, we changed school, let's live a normal life, we're good. Now this is really cool because you're seeing Sid growing. She has her boyfriend now, and it's become serious. It's the 90s. The guy gets on the table, he sings. It's supposed to be super cringy, but you really believe that back then this is how it was. However, there's a couple of scenes which is kind of pointless, but kind of super useful. Pointless in the sense of, okay, well, she's a sorority sister. She wants to become, she wants to get recruited, but then her boyfriend gives her necklace, and then her best friend's like, oh, but this is a big no-no. You shouldn't do that, right? So this was kind of cool. This is kind of cool because you got the culture of back then. Now, ultimately speaking, why is it so cool? Because one of my favorite series ever, one of the only series of art that I've ever watched was Child Play. So in Child Play 1, we have Andy Barclay that's very young. Then Child Play 2, we got Andy Barclay that's a kind of victim. He's afraid of Chucky, he misses his mom, nobody believes him, and he has huge emotional issues. And then Chucky 3, which is Child Play 3, which is, in my opinion, the worst of the Chucky movie. Well, the first one was also pretty bad, but the second one is a masterpiece. The third one is okay. The first one is okay. It's a Andy Barclay who is fully mature. He doesn't need people to believe him. He doesn't need people to know that Chucky is real. He doesn't need people to know that his mom was innocent. He is who he is. He is unapologetic about who he is. He's a badass. And if Chucky comes out, He's gonna have to defeat him. But if Chucky doesn't know, he has a normal life, which is something I adore. So with that, you're seeing the evolution of characters. Now, this is the super nice thing. You see the first one, you see Sid as the main character. You see the second one, you see Sid as the main character. And then there's four movies. Is she the main characters in every single movie? I don't know. I don't know. Now, ultimately speaking, when I talk about how the second one is great, is because you follow characters. So, for example, Dewey, who had a crush on, oh, my girl. No! Oh, damn. You guys, we have an emergency. We have an emergency. Okay. It's not great, but it's gonna do the job. What is that emergency? This is empty. This is my battery pack. My girl, she will be my girl, my girl. There you go. It's not perfect, but I'll have to do the job. Luckily, I'm lazy and I left one of the charger outside. Luckily, this charger has solar panel, so there's something there. Um, yeah. So the character like Dewey, who was in love with Gail Winter, but got betrayed. You're like, okay, well, this is also kind of good. And Dewey's a hard character because they portrayed him as this guy who has mental deficiency. But is he? Is he not? I don't even know. Um, his sister kind of is a bully and she said, okay, well, when I'm wearing this uniform, I'm the sheriff, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so the movie in itself is great. There's a bunch of killing, which is kind of boring. The whole story is lacking. So you have the boyfriend, and you kind of think that he is the wrong guy. You got Cotton Wops, who is kind of the bad guy. Why? Because and this is what I don't like about the second movie, is because Cotton would be a perfect victim. He's like, yo, I got in prison because I killed somebody, but I was innocent, right? Nobody knew me before, but now that I spent a year in prison, I'm a celebrity. That's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. What the reason why he was in prison for 1 year? He got released because they found out the real killer. Duh. Um, so then Cotton would be a good villain because, like, okay, well, he has a reason to wanting to kill Sydney, first of all, but second of all, he wants fame. He's really wanting a fame. The second one that you could see is somebody like Gales, because and this is cool because in the first one you had a lot of fourth wall breaking, which is okay, well, horror movie this, horror movie that, don't do this, don't do that. In the second one, there's fourth wall breaking, but they're very subtle. For example, there's a bunch of reporter, right, who are bitches, and they're talking about Gail, and she's like, okay, well, Gail, she's hot. Courtney Cox, mwah. Um, and they were like, hey, she's still to this day, she's still beautiful. Just saying, just putting it out there. So they're saying, do you think Gail, as a reporter, because she's like, okay, well, they think about Dewey, they think that Dewey did it, right? And it's kind of cool because, see, the magic of the first movie was it could have been anybody under that mask. All we knew was a mask and a knife. It could have been anybody, right? Then the second movie trying to recreate that, but very poorly. They're like, okay, well, do you think that she's Gail? She's like, what do you think that? She's like, well, if somebody is trying to copy Woodborough, then it could become someone from Woodborough. There's a couple people, which is Gail. There's Dwight. There is Sydney. There is the geek. I don't remember your name. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, dude. But yeah, and it's actually quite nice. And this is super cool because it's a lot funnier also. For example, the cameraman is like, yo, your ex-cameraman got killed, so I have to be more careful. I thought it was funny. At the end, the ending is complete masterpiece. The movie in itself, good. The first one was great. The second one was good. The ending is amazing. So you realize who the killer is, and then you realize the killer. And this is kind of very good because when you realize after the end, mentioned that he's the guy that said, "Hey, I want to be this killer. I want to be this famous person. I want to be like a serial killer, right?" And then he implies that the boyfriend of Sydney was a partner, right? But then you realize it's not him. So who it ends up being is the mom of Billy. So the mom of Billy is amazing because we think that she is dead, but she's not dead. We think that she disappeared, but she didn't disappear. So the reason why she was gone is because Cindy's mom, who was a slut around town, slept with the father of Billy. And then she said, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to lose 60 pounds. And I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to lose the weight. I'll become like a badass, right? And you see this in the book, the movie, which is great. And then you realize that possibly the kid, I don't remember his name, but he plays in Hitman. He plays in one of my favorite movies, which is The Girl Next Door with Elisha Cuthbert, which is a masterpiece in itself. The movie itself is a masterpiece because fuck, having a porn star living next door, it's more so about moral fabric, and this is a life lesson that never really goes away, right? So with this, and then she said like, hey, I'm killing you because of your mom. And then the coolest fucking thing is she based on revenge, and she has a good reason to wanting to get revenge. She has a really good reason, right? Compared to the other guy. And then Sid is like, your son was crazy. You're not crazy. It's like, how dare you talk about my son like that? And it's nice because all of the emotion is she's not insane. She's just a mother grieving and wanting revenge, which is kind of cool. So that's the end of the second movie. It's pretty good. It's not as great as the first one, but it's still very enjoyable. Now, ultimately speaking, I gotta be honest, right? I do like it. However, the second one was like, okay, well, again, Ghostface, fuck. He's back, right? On Netflix, there's a third and a fourth. We're possibly gonna be watching them both tomorrow. For now, I'm super happy that we watched it, but there's more than that. It looks like 7 of them. But I can only watch the one that's on Netflix because I'm not gonna steal a movie and I'm not gonna stream illegally because I am paying. If I want people to watch my video without them being pirated, I have to watch movie without pirating in. Make sense? Cool. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. My girl, this is my world. Do, 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 do. Tell you something, brother.
Finding the best fried chicken in South Korea. BHC chicken.
Pudding cooked chicken, cheese, onion, and garlic
So now we
powder.
have to do a couple of things.
I'm definitely more of a sweet chicken guy. Kyochon fried chicken, honey chicken. One-on-one. The first is Thor. It's a sweet glazed chicken, so it's already above BHC. Although the chicken itself isn't as juicy. The best for last, hands down my favorite fried chicken, BBQ chicken.
A free cola, half and half original Yangnyeom chicken. Golden olive original fried chicken. Yangnyeom style chicken. That is the type of sweet I like. It just coats your mouth. Cheesecake. Strawberry Nanaimo bar. When it comes to Korean fried chicken, it's not even a debate. BBQ all the way. And on top of that, they're giving away a free flight to Korea. All you have to do is follow them on TikTok and Instagram, go to their post, comment your name and country of residence. Just like this. Finding the best fried chicken in South Korea. BHC chicken. Pudding cooked chicken, cheese, onion, and garlic powder. I'm definitely more of a sweet chicken guy. Kyochon fried chicken. Honey chicken. It's a sweet glazed chicken, so it's already above BHC, although the chicken itself isn't as juicy. The best for last, hands down my favorite fried chicken, BBQ chicken. A free cola, half and half original Yangnyeom chicken. Golden olive original fried chicken. Yangnyeom style chicken. That is the type of sweet I like. It just coats your mouth. Cheesecake. Strawberry Nanaimo bar. When it comes to Korean fried chicken, it's not even a debate. BBQ all the way. And on top of that, they're giving away a free flight to Korea. All you have to do is follow them on TikTok and Instagram, go to their post, comment your name and country of residence. Just like this. Finding the best fried chicken in South Korea. BHC chicken. Pudding cooked chicken, cheese, onion, and garlic powder. I'm definitely more of a sweet chicken guy. Kyochon fried chicken. honey chicken.
Okay, so now we don't have the batteries.
It's a sweet glazed chicken, so it's already above BHC, although the chicken itself isn't as juicy. Best for last, hands down my favourite fried chicken, BBQ chicken. A free cola, half and half original Yang Yum chicken. Golden olive original fried chicken. Yang Yum style chicken. That is the type of sweet I like, it just coats your mouth. Cheesecake. Strawberry Nanaimo bar. When it comes to Korean fried chicken, it's not even a debate. BBQ all the way. And on top of that, they're giving away a free flight to Korea. All you have to do is follow them on TikTok and Instagram, go to their post, comment your name and country of residence. Just like this. Finding the best fried chicken in South Korea. BHC chicken. Purinko chicken, cheese, onion, and garlic powder.
God damn it.
I'm definitely more of a sweet chicken guy. Kyochon fried chicken. Honey chicken. It's a sweet glazed chicken, so it's already above BHC, although the chicken itself isn't as juicy. Best for last, hands down my favourite fried chicken, BBQ chicken. A free cola, half and half original Yang Yum chicken. Golden...
to